Do you want to know if Reus's Team of the Season moments as we see is worth it? Well, then you're at the right place here. Because we are reviewing him. A 93 rated Marco Reus with 4-star skills, 5-star weak foot. He comes in at like 290,000 coins at the moment. And if you have some fodder, of course, it gets cheaper for you. The weird thing is, he cannot play on a cam position. He can only play as a left winger, left mid, or striker. So that's kind of weird. It doesn't really matter. Because if we're gonna look at his stats, they look absolutely amazing. I'm gonna play him with a hawk because I think that's the best for him. Also, depending on what position you're gonna play in. I think if you play a cam position, you might want to use an engine on him. But since I want to play him at a right attacking mid and also a cam position, I want to try them both. I like long shots. So with hawk, the long shots get boosted. He gets a little bit stronger, and we'll see if that's gonna have any effect on him. But with a hawk, he goes to 98 pace with 99 acceleration, 97 sprint speed. Shooting is insane then, because then it's super all round. The long shot is the only thing that's a little bit low, but with a hawk, that is boosted quite a lot. Then everything is like 94, 95, and his shot power even 99. I can only imagine what kind of rockets he can fire. And passing, very all round. I think if you want to really play on like a cam position, if you really want to use him more for passing, I think like a Deadeye or an engine is maybe better to boost that passing a little bit, because it's low 90s with long passing 85. But with all the players that are coming out now, that is slowly getting on the low side, right? So it's definitely good, but you might want to boost that a little bit if you really want to play with him that way. His curve, very nice. His dribbling in general, very nice. 93. Agility, balance, 91, 90. So if you play with an engine on him, you boost that even more, and he might feel super, super agile. We gotta see how it feels like this. 94 composure is also very nice. Defending doesn't really matter, right? Heading accuracy, 54 is super low, so you don't really want to head the ball with him. He does have decent jumping though, 87, but that's not really a point, is there? Then stamina, that's very nice of him, because usually Reus, very low stamina, and he has 91, so hopefully he can play the entire game. It should be with 91 stamina, so that should be fine. Strength quite decent, aggression kind of low, but again with the hawk that gets boosted a little bit, so hopefully it's enough. And if we then look at the player traits, obviously injury prone. Let's hope that's not gonna happen, because if it's realistic, then it will probably happen, because he's quite often injured, of course. And I do notice with someone who has injury prone, they actually get more often injured on FIFA. So let's hope that's not gonna happen. Finesse shot, outside foot shot, very nice. That's what you want in an attacker. We are gonna play him in this team. So I managed to kind of move my main team around and make him fit in. Together with Brown, who actually looks kind of decent for his stats. But even though he has 96 dribbling, over the years, I never really like him. But we have to fit Reus in, so we're gonna play with him. And also Slotterberg. Let's see how it feels. Like, I don't care about them. It's just to fit him in and to give him max chemistry. And as always, I play in a 4-2-3-1. Usually I have a real strike and play Bergkamp as a cam. But with Reus, I'm gonna first try Reus as a right attacking mid, but I also want to try him out on that cam position, because I think on the cam position he's gonna be very, very good, especially if you put a different chemistry style on him. But with a hawk, I think he's gonna be very, very nice on the wing as well. And if we then look at the instructions, I do have comeback on defense. Then we can also check how his stamina holds up, because he comes back, he goes forward, and we'll see how that goes. Besides that, everything is just standard. And if we would play him on a cam position, I have literally everything on standard, so nothing set up there. And as always, I'm gonna play in FUT champs and see how he feels. I'm kind of worried with Brandt and Slotterberg to go into FUT champs, and maybe Reus will carry and we don't need to worry. But before we get into the gameplay, we're gonna do it a little bit different than usual. If you're familiar with my player reviews, I usually have this introduction that we just did, checking his stats and see what we can expect from him. Then we have some gameplay to see how good he actually is, and then we have some final words where I go by all the different stats and see if it was actually what I expected it to be, and in the end, if he's worth it. But this time I'm gonna do it differently. I'm gonna show you right now all the gameplay that I recorded of him in those few FUT champs games, and I'm going over every stat while showing the gameplay as well. So hopefully you enjoy this change. If not, let me know, because in the end I'm doing this for you guys. So you guys, let me know in the comments, do you like this more or do you like me to separate it? But I'm not gonna let you wait longer. Let's get into the gameplay and what I think of him. Well, Reus scored 11 goals in 9 games, so that looks amazing. He has 0 assists though, because he was always that one that passes to the one that gave the assist. So he doesn't have any assists, but in general, a very nice return in FUT champs. Playing 9 games. I won 6, I lost 3. And then to score 11 goals, that's actually very nice. As I said before, I played him on the right attacking mid. And I changed him mostly during halftime to the cam position to tried them both out, and I enjoyed him on both positions. But I think I prefer the cam position. And I had a hawk on him, so I think if you put an engine on him or a deadeye or something like that, I think you're gonna enjoy him even more on cam. But I don't know what it was with him, because he did do the job, but he didn't feel amazing. He didn't feel like he was as good as I wanted him to be. If we first go to his pace, he has 95 pace with 97 acceleration and 93 sprint speed. I have a hawk on him, so that gets boosted a little bit. And he actually felt that fast. I had sometimes where he kind of struggled to get hold on the ball, and that way he wasn't that fast. But in general, if he had the control over the ball and he ran down the line, he was very quick, and not many people could get close to him. So I think that's a real stat. I think he's really that fast. And that's also a reason why I think on like a wing position, right attacking mid, left attacking mid, whatever you want to play him on, I think he suits there because he's fast enough for it. Then if we go to his shooting is 90. Well, I like shooting, so I boosted it. And I boosted it quite hard on the long shots because, well, it's in my playstyle. And he did score some bangers with it. He is really good at shooting. I sometimes missed a few shots or a goalie saved it. So he's not like the Harry Kane type of shooting that everything goes in. But his shooting is definitely realistic to his stats and is definitely really good and really fun to shoot with. Especially because he has both the outside foot trait and the finesse shot trait. In combination with the high curve, the high shot power, and the high composure. That really made it very nice to shoot with him. Attacking positioning, I don't know. That felt a bit off for me. He sometimes just was in the wrong position, or when he made a run, it was not an open space or something. And it was sometimes hard to get hold of him and to have a passing play with him. When I played him on the cam position though, there it was already much better because he was in the middle of the play. And I was almost always able to find him and make the passing play. But still, if I have to compare that with like a Bergkamp or something, or even a Wayne Rooney that I played on that cam position, he's kind of lacking a little bit. Then if we go to his passing, with the chemistry style that I put on, nothing got boosted and his passing was actually good. There were a few times where a long pass didn't go exactly right and where I expected it to go well. It just wasn't there. But looking back at his stats with 85 long passing, it makes sense. It is just low, especially for this time of the year where everyone runs team of the season teams and has very good players. That's a little bit low. So I do think that Hawk might not be the best option for him, especially if you play more on that attacking mid position, right? So I do think I made a mistake in that, and I should have tried him out maybe with an engine or a deadeye or something like that and see how he felt then. Because I do think there's potential. Every stat of him is good in that way, and that just boosts us a little bit more and makes it easier for you to pass around with him, right? Then if we go to his dribbling, it does say 93, but it didn't feel like 93. At times it felt quite okay, but if I compare it to like my Bergkamp or my Saka, they have 93 and 94 dribbling as well. It wasn't there. It kind of felt like it was like 85 dribbling or something. He's a 5'11" player, but he kind of dribbled like he's like 6'3" or something. There was something with that didn't make it nice, and especially his skill moves were really a letdown. He has 4-star skills, so you should still be able to do some skills with him, right? That should still be fine. But they were just so slow with him. They were not smooth, they were slow. And 9 times out of 10, he actually lost a ball when I was doing skill moves or I was dribbling with him. So with him, it's really pause and shoot. That's what you want to do with him, and run down the wing because he's fast. But his dribbling, I don't know what it was, but his stats are insane, right? Like 94 dribbling, 94 ball control, 93 reactions, 90 balance, and 91 agility. Again, now I'm wondering, what if we put an engine on him and you boosted agility and balance a little bit more? Will that help? Probably it will help a little bit, but he will never feel like the real rating he is, I think. Because 93, in my opinion, is just too high for him. Then defending, as I said before, for an attacker, it is quite high. And very rarely I had an interception with him. But nothing worth mentioning, to be fair. I definitely wouldn't play him further back than a cam position or a right attack and mid position. I would not play him as a center mid because I just think that is too low for him. And that's kind of also in combination with the physical part of this card. Because it is 83, it does give some decent stats with like 83 strength, and you would think he could do something, but it's something about him and his body type that just doesn't make any impact. I think it's a waste to put a chemistry style on his physical because it's not good either with a chemistry style on him. He just gets bullied off the ball if there's someone trying to defend him. So you really want to go around the defenders with him. Like, don't start a physical interaction with any defender because you're gonna lose that. His stamina, though, was also kind of fake, I felt like. Because it does say 91, but I had one time that I had to go into extra time, and he was just dead. There was almost nothing left, and I had to sub him out. And also during the game, I just noticed around the 60th, 70th minute, you kind of want to sub him out because he's getting low on stamina. And you do notice that in the game as well because he's getting a little bit slower. That's just how it feels. So in my opinion, 91 is not the real stat. And it feels like he's still a little bit low on stamina. But if you have a few super subs, it's not really a problem, right? Like you can just sub him out and have probably a Diaby. I know you're watching and you have a Diaby that you sub in, or an Abraham. Maybe even a Mbappe or a Warren. Guys, let me know in the comments, what are your super subs? If you would play him, who would you sub him out for? But in general, it is a card that I don't mind getting out of the team. It's a player that after 60 minutes, I'm like, it's fine to bring someone else. While with other players, sometimes I really have that feeling like, nah, he needs to stay the entire game. He needs to stay in. But I didn't have that with him. I kind of struggled with him, even though he scored those 11 goals in 9 games. And he scored some bangers, and he actually felt quite decent. I think a month or 2 months ago, this card would have been amazing. And he would have been really, really worth it. But looking at it now and all the cards that are coming out and looking at the Premier League prices that they are so low, I honestly feel that on that right attacking mid position, Martinelli feels better. He feels kind of faster, more agile. Of course, he has more dribbling. A bit stronger, and his shooting is also fine. Reus is a little bit better in shooting, though. But that's about it. I do feel like that Martinelli, or maybe even Saka, is, I think, better than him. It's just if you really like shooting, he is very good at that. And that makes this card fun. And in general, Reus is usually a fun card to use. It's a very nice player in real life as well. Fun player to watch. Fun player to play with. So in that way, for 300,000 coins, it's not even too bad. And especially if you have some fodder, if you can fit him in, yeah, you can go for it. But in general, I think most of us have to fit him in somehow and have to make adjustments in the rest of the team. And I do think if you need to do that, if you do need to make compromises on other positions, I don't think it's worth it. It's a fun card, and if you can easily afford them and want to have some fun with it, yeah, go ahead. But it's not the card that I hoped it to be. And also, if you will play him on a cam position, I think Bergkamp is better. And I keep saying it, and I just really, really like Bergkamp on that cam position, that Trophy Titan 94 rated Bergkamp. I do think he's better on the cam position than Reus. And on the right attacking mid, there are also other options that in my opinion are better than Reus. So what I would say, it's not the most expensive SBC, especially with all the fodder that we're getting, all the packs that we're getting. So if you have some fodder and you need to put it in, yeah, it's a fun card to have. Could be a decent super sub on like a cam position or something. But I'm not going to use him in my team. He's not going to be a sub of me either. So for me, he will just stay in the club. I'll probably use him during the Bundesliga Cup. And after that, I probably won't see him again. And he will just be sitting somewhere in my club. Because I also feel like it's a waste to put him into an SBC. I'm also not going to do that. But I am never going to use him anymore. But if you did him and you play with him or you played against him, let me know in the comments down below what you think of him. So other people can also see multiple opinions about him. If you're looking for a cam and you're not convinced by him after this review, there's also another option, and that's what I mentioned before. That's Bergkamp, and I did do a player review on him. It's also my most watched player review on my channel so far. And if you want to check it out, you can check it out right here. And then I'll see you in the next video.